What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about NIO. Now, NIO went up about 5% today, but when we're looking at a little bit of the bigger picture, they're down a little over 5%, about 5.5% in the last 5 trading days. Now, I'm also going to go over some of the things that we have in store as NIO investors coming up on January 9th, which is going to be NIO Day. And I'm also going to explain why NIO might have rocketed up today 5%. If we go over and take a look at the chart of NIO, we can see that around December 22nd, it was trading for $49 and fell to a low of $44, about maybe $44.21, and today it had an amazing day and went up all the way back to $46, a $2 increase, and after hours it is up another 14 cents. Now, the reason why NIO most likely has been falling over the past 5 trading days is if we take a look back in October, we can see NIO was trading for around $21, and it was even lower if we go back to the chart for September. We can see that it was basically in July, it was at 8 and it went all the way up to $55. Now, when institutions are invested in NIO and they see such massive gains like this, their portfolios are supposed to be equally balanced and they're supposed to be well diversified. When a company goes up so much like this, their portfolio gets out of balance and they need to do some sort of rebalancing, especially at the end of the year, to make sure they're positioned correctly for the next year. Now, another thing that could have caused NIO to kind of take a little bit of a downturn over the past couple days is the China delisting threat. Now, President Trump a couple weeks ago, basically 1 week ago, signed a bill that basically said that the Chinese companies that are traded on our exchanges are going to have 3 years to comply with our accounting standards, and if they can't do that, they are going to be kicked off our exchanges, and we might see another Luckin Coffee. Now, if we want to see which institutions have some large holdings in NIO, we can go over on Yahoo Finance and we can see that some of the large companies, including Bailey Gifford, who offered a $300 billion valuation to NIO a couple months ago. Now, that was pure speculation on the research that they had, but they are very bullish on NIO. Now, if we go down, BlackRock also has a big position, and then Renaissance, they used to have their Medallion fund. That was a really algorithmically traded fund, and that was getting returns like 75% year over year. It's the most successful hedge fund of all time. And then JP Morgan Chase down here. So there's a lot of big names that have pretty large positions in NIO, and they're going to want to rebalance what they have at the end of the year. Now, this is nothing fundamentally wrong with the company as a whole. It's just what these big institutions do, and it's just how they trade. Now, there's a massive event coming up for NIO on January 9th, and this is their NIO Day. This is when they tend to release all of their new technology. They're supposed to be releasing a new battery and a new vehicle, and this event is going to serve almost like an earnings, and I think there's going to be a pretty substantial run-up in share price to this date on January 9th. I think it's on a weekend, so people are not going to be able to actively trade this event. Now, NIO rallied up about 5% today, and this is now towards the end of the year, and I think that many investors, especially institutions, are gearing up for the run-up into NIO Day. Now, this is going to serve as a massive event for this company, very similar to the magnitude that an earnings announcement would bring. Now, essentially what they do on all of these NIO Days is they release any new vehicles they're coming out with, along with the pricing and any new technology that they're going to be coming out with, such as a battery. Now, NIO is set to release a lot of very important things on this day. If we come over here, we can see what to expect for NIO. NIO is on track to announce a few launches at this event, including its first sedan. Now, this is going to be the ET7 model, and there have been rumors that this might come with some fully autonomous technology. And if they can do this, they would be the first electric vehicle company in China to have this type of technology mass-produced in their vehicles, which would put NIO at the top spot in this category. Another aspect of electric vehicles that NIO is aiming to take the top spot in, now this is not just for Chinese electric vehicles, but this is in all of the electric vehicles in the world, is their 150 kilowatt hour battery pack. And this is likely to increase the range of its electric vehicles to over 900 kilometers. Now, this would put the range of in miles about 550 miles of range. This is huge. If NIO can get this technology into its cars, they will have the #1 spot in terms of range in their vehicles, even beating Tesla. Now, NIO has sold a lot of vehicles this year. If we look at the November sales numbers, they sold about 5,300 vehicles. And if you compare the October and November numbers from last year to this year, it's almost a 100% increase. Now, that's very substantial for this company. As I've said before, when you're looking at electric vehicle companies, the sales numbers and the delivery numbers of these companies are important, but they're not the deciding factor on share price and valuation. What's more important is the technology that they bring to the table. Now, in terms of batteries, NIO reaches a deal to build 100 electric vehicle charging and battery swap stations in China. Essentially, what this means is that if you have an older NIO model and you want to get the new technology and the new battery to increase the range on your vehicle, you can go to one of these charging stations and you can swap out your battery for the new model. NIO has said that all of their new batteries are going to be compatible with their older models. Now, some additional things that NIO has been up to over the past month is that they signed a deal with Mobileye for Robo Taxis. Now, a lot of the electric vehicle companies are trying to get the fully autonomous software in their vehicles, meaning that the passengers of their vehicles don't have to do anything in order to get from point A to point B. If NIO can get this software very successfully out in all of these robotaxis in Tel Aviv and start expanding into the other markets that they are trying to get into, they will have a very substantial increase in valuation because they will be doing something that none of the other EV companies at the current time are able to do. In addition to this, NIO raised about $3.2 billion in its share offering, and a lot of what that money was supposed to be for, according to their SEC filings, were for research and development and market penetration. Now, in terms of market penetration, NIO has said that they want to put a fully functional factory in Denmark in 2021, meaning that they will be able to fully manufacture and distribute their vehicles in Europe. Now, the closest that any of the other electric vehicle companies in China have gotten to this is XPeng, and they have delivered directly to consumers their vehicles, but they have not made any public plans to create a factory or dealerships for their vehicles in Europe. And NIO, in this way, has a massive head start over these other companies. If we take a look at the option chain of NIO, and we go over here and we look at the January 15th expiration date, which covers the January 9th NIO day, we can see that there is a really high open interest on the $50 strike, and they have an open interest of 61,000, and the volume on these today was 20,000. That means 20,000 of these contracts were traded today, and 61,000 of these contracts are open and they have not been exercised or closed. So there is a very large amount of money betting that NIO will go to at least 50 by January 15th. And if we scroll down a little bit further, the $55 strike has almost as high of an open interest of 45,000, and they had a volume today of 7,000. Now, both of these are way higher than the other contracts. We can see that there was 895 on the 50.5, 207 on the 51.5, 430 on the 52.5. Now, these two strikes are what stand out. I think there's a lot of speculation in terms of the price that NIO is going to surpass 50 by a lot, maybe even get to 55 on or before, maybe even after, for a continuation after they announce their new vehicle, the price of the new vehicle, and the new battery. Now, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed all the information I had for you today on NIO, please drop a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you're never late on any one of these videos. I hope you guys have a great day.